Hey Wilson students, I'm here today to talk to you about a new program that we call an Experiential Certificate. My job today in the next 10-15 minutes is going to be to talk you through how this program works and most importantly why it's going to help you and how it's going to do that as you kind of go from right now as the end of your first year up through your journey through Albion and off to a career in the health professions. So I do want to put this in context of the things that you're working with and the things that Robin and others in the Wilson Institute have told you that we kind of need to work on, right? So like there's a lot of stuff that's hard for y'all, and the pre-med path and pre-health path is pretty challenging, right? There's a lot of difficult classes, difficult prereqs, a lot of requirements at the professional school level, whether it's research, clinical experience, shadowing, service opportunities. And then once you get older, there are more things that are coming at you in terms of getting ready to apply and write your essays and do your test preparation. And so this is a very depressing way of saying that like there's a lot out there, right? And what we've always tried to do in the Wilson Institute is to help and prepare y'all as much as possible so you know what's coming, you know what you need, right? And you have tools and resources to get there. So this new program is going to be kind of like the next evolution of that, right? A new program that's going to build off of things that you're already doing in the Wilson Institute to help better prepare you for your health professional career. All right, so I want to start off by talking about this new academic unit at Albion called the School for Public Purpose and Professional Advancement at the Ludington Center, which is a mouthful. President Johnson announced this in an email at the end of April, but there's a lot of information in his emails, and so I wouldn't be surprised if you all missed it, I guess. So this new thing, the School for Public Purpose and Professional Advancement, it has all the institutes, including Wilson. So there's Wilson's in there, Ford, Gerstacker, and a whole lot of other things like the Career Center are all underneath this like new umbrella. And this umbrella has been created in part to like help facilitate the creation of this experiential certificate. This experiential certificate has three main components, and I'm going to be talking through which each of these mean, and this thing called a purpose workshop that is going to be there to help you design and figure out what you want to do with your experiential certificate. So before I go into the details of talking about what this certificate is and how it works, I want to like reaffirm what you're doing now and talk about how this is an extension of things that you're already doing in the Wilson Institute, right? So at the end of your first year here, you've taken prerequisite courses. You've met with Robin. A lot of you have done HCI 101, our course on Introduction to Healthcare. Some of you have full 4-year plans, or at least started like a 4-year plan for your health profession. We have students that have done community service projects, athletics, research. Some of you are doing CNA courses or EMT courses over the summer, right? All of that is fantastic and great. So you're in the right spot. And now we're adding another structure on there to help support you to get to your goals in the end. So your sophomore year is going to start with this purpose workshop. And the goal of this purpose workshop is again to design this experiential certificate plan. So it's kind of like the plan you made with Robin, or like a kind of a 4-year plan of your classes, but this one's going to be more geared towards professional development and experiential learning with a little sprinkle of courses as well. So I'm going to go through and explain those three facets now. I'm going to jump my picture to the other side here too, out of the way. All right, so the first up is these purpose courses, and I like to think about these kind of like the prerequisites you have to take for dental school or PA school or nursing school or whatever, right? Prerequisites exist because you need foundational knowledge. Like we need knowledge at the base to get started. And so your experiential certificate is going to be built around a theme of like your choosing. All right. The purpose courses piece of it is going to be like courses that lay the foundation. So you have some background in theory in that area. So it's more like that theory, and then the application comes later. So I listed some courses here. You're going to have 3 courses that are in your purpose courses. I made this example around what I would call clinical care. And so these 5 courses here to me look like courses that would be relevant to somebody going into a clinical healthcare career. So drugs, brain and behavior, abnormal psych, global health, medchem, pathophys, right? These all kind of have different angles on like a clinical medical application. So they could provide foundational knowledge in this area. So that's the first piece. The second piece is up next. And this one's a little bit different. All right, this is a term that we have not used in the past called professional development. And professional development is really referring to like more specific training that someone would do to like advance in their career or advance in their profession. So there's a lot of this that you've already done as well. If you've done HCI 101 with Robin already, you've done like 15 hours of professional development just in that like course alone. And you've done sessions on like how to build a healthcare portfolio, or figuring out like what is your why? Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to have a career in healthcare? You might have done professional development like through a student organization, or through athletics, or through Greek life. Skills that are building teamwork skills, communication skills, problem solving skills outside the classroom. All right, we'll talk much more about this coming up, but we'll have those. We'll have more workshops as you get closer to the application process on writing, reflective essays, preparing for your application, interview preparation, standardized test, MCAT, DAT, GRE test preparation, and then also the training that you might do like for a clinical job would also count as professional development. So CNA training, EMT training, training to be a scribe, all of that would count as professional development. Okay, and the last, that was 2 down, right? Last one here is experiential learning. And this is something we've in the Wilson Institute have always emphasized as being extremely important for all of our students as they advance in a career in a health profession. This is that really important hands-on active experience. And so examples include shadowing, right? Clinical employment that I've been talking about, that some first years are doing now, and some of you might start doing after your sophomore year. Research, community service projects, internships, study abroad, the list goes on and on, right? So in the past, we've told you how important these things are, and that they're important for the health professional program that you're chasing. In this program, we're going to say not only is it important, but you have to do this many hours. And now we have this whole team, this umbrella, that purple umbrella we started with in the School for Public Purpose, of Wilson staff members and other staff members that will help you get these opportunities and help you achieve these things. All right, so we've been in the abstract kind of so far. I kind of want to wrap up with some examples. All right, so I'm going to put 2 examples, and these are just models of how this could work. And I'm going to emphasize could, because you really get to make the choice of what this is going to look like for you. All right, so this model is going to be called emergency medicine. And I made this model because we have a lot of students that are interested in emergency medicine. We have the Emergency Medicine Club and a lot of folks being trained as EMTs. So again, we have to do 3 courses. I picked 3 courses that I thought were pretty closely tied to emergency medicine: public health, medical anthropology, lifespan development, health comm, death and dying. So you would pick maybe 3 of those courses. All right, the professional development that I was just talking about, that would be through the Wilson Institute workshops that I mentioned. The EMT course itself is 150 hours of professional development. So you're required to do 200, and that's a big chunk of it, just doing the EMT course itself. And then maybe you do some leadership training, whether, again, through your student organizations or athletics or Greek life or whatever, but you're getting some workshops through in other areas on campus. And your actual experiential learning hours are done as an EMT. You're doing some shadowing of folks that work in an ER, physician, nurse, PA, etc., based on your interests. And a portion that has to engage the community somehow, likely in this example through your EMT work. All right, so that's our first example. Again, this is just an example of how this would all look in real life, right? Another example, and again, I chose this one because we have a lot of students that do research, is sets up again with our coursework, right? So you got to pick 3 courses, and in this time, I kind of structured it a little bit differently as a model to help you think about how you do this. I think if you want to do research as your certificate, you'd probably want to start with a research course in a given discipline. So if your research is going to be in kinesiology, you should probably have one of your courses be Kin 310, the research and stats course in kinesiology, right? And then your other courses might be upper level kin classes that relate to your chosen research project, right? And we can say the same thing with chemistry or psychology, kind of fits nicely into this mold. Your professional development will be geared around Wilson workshops and Furska workshops. And then the experiential learning, of course, would be doing the research, right? And to get these hours, you should be doing research over 2 summers, right? And that would kind of get you enough hours to fulfill the requirements for the program. But again, the big emphasis is this is going to be unlimited, right? You get to decide how this is going to work. All right. So if you're interested in veterinary medicine, you get to design an experiential certificate around that. If you're interested in global health or drug design or community health or public policy, again, that's your choice. And you're making that choice with us. So I'm going to emphasize that you're not like, this isn't a new program that we're tossing out to you and you're lost in the wind, right? You're doing this with us. And with that, we will help work out how your interests will merge together to make you a unique applicant. So if I use a medical school example, right, we want to figure out how you're going to be unique, right? There's lots of students that do research. How are you unique? What makes your research different, right? If you're applying to medical school, maybe having a public policy certificate makes you unique and different from the folks that aren't doing it, right? Or if you're going into PA school, how does your work in clinical care as a nursing a CNA, how does that make you unique? So we want to help you merge these ideas together. All right, so what do we need to think about for now? We need to watch your emails. There's going to be more information coming out on this over the summer. If you watch this and you have questions, email me or Robin. We're going to send you information about Purpose workshops and this kickoff event that we're going to be holding before the semester starts. All right. This again, this Purpose workshop is there. We're going to be working with us to design your experiential certificate. So that workshop will be really key to kind of setting this whole process in motion. And most importantly, think about your passions. Think about your interests. Again, think about right now, like what do you want to do with your last 3 years in college? And how do you want to like merge your passions, your interests with your health professional goal? Right? So how are the things you're going to do in college going to add to your career trajectory? So for some of you, that might be kind of figuring out I don't know what I want to do anymore. Like I thought I wanted to do this, but now I'm not so sure. Great. That's fantastic. This can be an avenue to help you really lock in and figure out what you want to do. For those of you that are like totally sure you're going to vet school or totally sure you're going to dental school, this is your tool, this is your mechanism to help you get even more experience to differentiate yourself and be well prepared for those programs. So your job again now is just keep thinking about those passions, about those interests, and what you want to be doing, knowing that in the fall, we're all going to work together to put this plan in place. All right, so again, there's lots of questions. The new programs are always somewhat confusing. Keep an eye out for more emails. Keep an eye out for more info from us. We're excited for this program. We're excited at how it can help supplement what you're already doing and help you achieve your goals in your career in healthcare. Thanks.